Hey everybody, my name is Dr. William Clark. I am the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives here for Career Resources. We are based in the city of Bridgeport. We're so happy to be with you today. And today we are doing something, I think we're doing something for the first time, and that is a virtual job fair for all employers in the Fairfield County area. It is my pleasure to host a number of employers who are on the line today. And for the job seekers out there who are looking for new opportunities, whether by choice or by force, this is your one-stop shop to find that next right opportunity for you. Now, before we get started, I do want to recognize our partner, The Workplace. They are also based in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And with that being said, I want to invite Mike Paquata to the floor to introduce himself, to introduce The Workplace, and to give us some quick announcements. And then right after Mike, we will move forward with our presentation for today. Mike?
Thank you very much, Dr. Clark. Good morning to you and everyone else. I first want to acknowledge Ms. Ina Mariano, who facilitated by being able to address you today. I thank Ms. Ina very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. I do represent The Workplace, in particular, a program called Platform to Employment. Platform to Employment is a program where we put people back to work, those that are currently unemployed and who have exhausted their unemployment benefits. So the challenge there is to find people work who have been out of work for an extended period of time. One of the unique characteristics of this program and what employers like so much about it is that we provide people from all walks of professional life. And in addition to that, because we work together with the Connecticut Department of Labor, the Workplace will pay the first 8 weeks of compensation up to an annualized rate of $75,000 per year, the first 8 weeks of compensation, so the employer can have a no cost, no risk attempt to hire someone from our program. What it does is it gives a trial period for one of our candidates, one of our participants, and it allows the employer to do it at no cost to themselves. So we don't know from cohort to cohort, which is what we call the classes that we put together 4 times a year on a quarterly basis. We don't know from cohort to cohort who will be in it and from what profession they will represent. However, I can assure you with this, they are seasoned workers. And by seasoned, I mean a great deal of expertise and experience, and there'll be great additions to your payroll. I noticed that as we were registering this morning, that some of our participants from the program are on this call, as a matter of fact. So I hope they find success this morning, as well as the employers that are attending. One thing that I want to do before the session is over is get to know every single employer who is on the call, at least by name. And one thing I would advise, if you want to learn more about the program, just go to platformtoemployment, all one word, .com, and you'll see a great deal of detail about the program. Thank you. You're muted, Dr. Clark.
You know what? I had this amazing speech going on, and I was going in too. Thank you, Mike. So let me just say that again. Mike, thank you for your announcements for all job seekers. Please rewind Mike's announcements. It's good information. I just want to take a moment to recognize our CEO of Career Resources, Scott Wilderman, our Senior Vice President of Business Services and Reentry Services, Rob Hebert. And so with that being said, before I jump into today's conversation, I am going to ask one more time for all employers to please raise your digital hand in Zoom. And for the job seekers watching the replay of this, the reason I'm asking employers to do that is because I'm going to call on all of the employers who are logged on for the 10 o'clock hour to talk about their company, and they're going to raise their hand. I'm going to call on them in a random order. They're going to raise their digital hand. They're going to call them in a random order. Employers who are unmuted are going to talk about their company. In fact, they're going to answer 8 questions. They each got them. If they did not, I will systematically guide them through these questions from who are they, from their website, phone number, etc. I will ask follow-up questions just to make sure that we get some good good information to you, the job seeker. And then here's my last piece of advice to all job seekers. Once you watch the replay of this conversation, please, 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 when you get your hands on this recording, please fast forward or rewind to your favorite spot. If you find an employer who piques your interest, who says all the right things, and who really has your attention, please go directly to that point in time of this particular video and make sure you listen intently to what they have to say. And as a person who does workforce development for a living, I'm going to encourage you to continue to do your research on these employers. From what I understand, we got some really good employers on the line. So with that being said, I'm going to believe that all jobs or all employer line hands have been raised, and I am going to call on first Chelsea Brown to come on the line and talk about her company. Chelsea, how are you doing today?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
So, and do you have the script or the number
I
of
do
questions?
not have the script. I was just going back through my emails to make sure, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. If you could help me out.
All right, so I will be your host in chief today. So first, tell us who you are and tell us the name of your company and your job title.
Okay, so my name is Chelsea Brown. I work for Home First Healthcare. We're located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I am the director of operations there.
Awesome. And here's the next thing. What do you guys do?
We are a non-skilled home care agency.
And what does that mean?
So what that means is we basically help clients with their activities of daily living. Sometimes we have elderly clients, sometimes we have recovery clients. They could have had surgery, cosmetic surgery, a hip replacement, any kind of thing like that. And we just help them to get back to normal. Or if they have chronic illnesses, we just help them keep going and making sure that they have a great quality of life.
Awesome. Thank you for your work and your service. What positions are you guys hiring for right now?
So right now we're looking for PCAs, CNAs, home health aides, anyone that is certified or not certified. You could have just been out of school and didn't get a chance to take your licensing exam yet. Anyone who basically has training, including people who have verifiable work experience. If you don't have any certificates and you have two employers or maybe private companies that you work for, or private people that you work for, and they can verify that you've had at least 1 to 2 years of experience, we're willing to hire you as well.
Awesome. Now, I appreciate the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but as someone who is not in the healthcare field, can you break down all of the acronyms that you mentioned, and so the regular folk can understand?
So a CNA is a certified nursing assistant. So that's someone who's went to school. They could have went to training direct. They could have went to any different kind of classes. A home health aide, that's what we call an HHA. That's someone who's qualified as a CNA as well, but they have a little less training and then a PCA is, like I said, someone who doesn't have any type of training basically or any certificates, but they have work experience or they're able to pass a test and training that's provided by the Department of Social Services.
Okay, awesome. So the next question we have for you is, what positions are you looking to fill today and within the next 30 to 60 days?
So we have a few cases for homemaking companion right now. So you really don't need any experience for those. They're located in Stamford, and we have one in Waterbury, and we have a couple in Bridgeport. So we're looking for people who are just basically willing to go above and beyond to help people, get through this tough time. People are having a hard time finding coverage. They're having a hard time with people wanting to, and our clients really need people.
Awesome. And I think for all of us who are navigating this pandemic, we have loved ones all over the country who are struggling. I think your work is so needed. So here's the big question that a lot of job seekers are trying to figure out. I think I'm a fit. I like what you do, but tell me, how do I apply?
So you go to our website. I'm gonna put it in the chat. It's homefirst365.com. And then if you have any direct questions, I put my email there as well. You can go directly there and ask me any additional questions that I didn't go over.
And so she said that the website is home first, spelled out, 365.com. You wrote your email address. Want to spell it for us in here?
Yep, it's going to be cbrown, like the color, .homefirst, spelled out, @gmail.com.
Give it to us one more time.
cbrown.homefirst@gmail.com.
And are you taking phone calls or do you prefer emails?
I you can actually give us a call. The phone number is going to be 203-332. Sorry, hold on. I'm losing it there. Give me 1 second. 203-332. Sorry. I'm like losing it. Give me a second. It's like the easiest number to remember, and I'm drawing a blank. It's 03-332-1113. I'm
All
going to
right,
put
give
it
it to
in the
us one
chat
more
as
time.
well. So it's
Okay.
203-332-1113.
All right. 203-332-1113. Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing that information. And for the employers that I will be calling on, I did place the questions in the chat for you to refer to. Next up, we're going to invite Melissa Mangilio to the floor. Melissa, did I say your name correct?
It was close, but it's a tough
Oh,
one. I'll give you that.
give it to me. How
It's
do I say
Melissa.
it?
It's Mangillo.
I should have
All
got that,
right.
Manchillo.
It's a mouthful.
So
I
close.
get it all the time. No worries.
So
Thank
welcome to
you.
the floor. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Happy
All
to be
right,
here.
floor is
What a
yours.
great crowd. Thank you. I'll try to, I don't have the list. I see you just sent it though, but I'll try to stay on task. So thank you for having me. I am the Executive Vice President of the McIntyre Group. We are a staffing and recruitment firm based out of Shelton, but we cover Westchester, Fairfield, and New Haven counties. We specifically focus on certain areas of staffing. We have 4 different practice groups, one of which is Office and Human Resources. We place people on a temp to hire and permanent basis, which means that if we place you on a temp or temp to hire basis, it means that you're payrolled through us until the company can or decides to hire you and bring you onto their payroll. So we'd be your employer. If you're placed on a permanent basis, you're a direct hire to the company. Things are a bit quiet in certain areas right now for us, but there are definitely areas that we are hiring in. So I'll go through those specialty areas and feel free to interrupt me and ask questions. So I said office and HR. What falls under office and HR is anything from, warehouse, picker packers, which are positions that we're seeking to fill now, and I can get into more detail on that after. On up to executive assistants, sales, customer service, call center, and everything in between. We have an accounting and finance division as well. We have a creative and marketing group, and we have an IT group. In terms of what we're hiring for right now, we have several businesses that are considered to be essential. We have reception role open in Watertown. We have administrative support opportunities in Norwalk. We have picker, packer, and warehouse positions open in Wilton, Norwalk, and Port Chester. These are temporary. Oh, dog's barking. Sorry. These are temporary positions right now because companies are in need of assistance because of volume right now based on what's happening. But as soon as companies are able to go back to work and be back in offices, I anticipate a flood of temporary needs from businesses, and temp to hire is a good way if you're unemployed to get your foot in the door to companies for future employment.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's so good, and I think for so many job seekers who are just in a position to look for transitional opportunities, it really sounds like you have something to offer there. So, what is the best way for people to get in contact with you guys to submit their applications and their resumes? How can they do that?
Yep. So I'm going to put our website into the chat, but it's www.themcintyregroup.com. We post all of our jobs there. Sometimes when jobs are super urgent, they don't get posted because we have to just seek to fill them quickly. So I will also include my direct email address and direct phone number. Should you want to reach out directly, if you apply to the website and you don't hear back, it's probably because we're flooded. and we didn't get to you right away. So I'm happy to have you email me your resume directly, or call me directly so that I can get you into the right hands.
Awesome so much, Melissa. Thank you for being on the line and for sharing your information. Next up, we're going to invite Heather LaFontano to the floor. Heather, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
And you want to run through the questions, or do you need me to guide you, or how you want to do this?
No, sure. I'm fine. So
Great.
I am the recruiter for Comfort Care Home Care of Stamford. We are franchised, but we are servicing lower Fairfield County. So that includes Greenwich, Stamford, Darien, New Canaan, Norwalk, and Wilton. So we're a home healthcare agency, also non-medical. So we also hire HHAs and CNAs. So Chelsea Brown, thank you for doing the heavy lifting for me and explaining all that. So we are currently looking for CNAs and HHAs. We have day shifts, live-ins, overnights. We also do some supplemental staffing for a care home in Norwalk. And I'll reiterate what Chelsea said again. We have many people in need as family members are pulling their loved ones out of the care homes. They need care at home. So we're always hiring. The best way to find us is to go to Indeed and search Comfort Care Home Care of Stamford, or you can call us at 203-705-0220. Again, that's 203-705-0220. Call and ask for me, Heather. Our owner is Nicole Rapolo. We're a very small agency. We are very close with our caregivers, and we treat our caregivers and clients like family. It's a very welcoming place to work. If that fits you and your culture, please reach out. If you don't know how to get to the website, just give me a call. I'm always here 8 to 4.
And Heather, just to kind of engage you just for a quick moment, you know, we focus on culture quite a bit in our workforce development programs. Can you just talk to our job seekers just a little bit about what you mean by culture, what you consider a good fit going both ways?
So we look for people, you know, who are in the caregiving field, are true caregivers, have a love of taking care of others, and have their heart in the right place. So when we talk about culture, we mean, you know, the personality types of people that we like to hire. And it goes both ways. We want you to treat your clients like family, so we treat you like family. You know, we often have caregivers call our owner, you know, when they have issues, and she goes above and beyond to make sure you guys are taken care of so that, you know, you can take care of your clients. We know that it's hard work that you do. And so we try best here to support you as much as possible so you can give the best possible care to your clients.
That's good. That is so good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks for having me.
Next up, we're going to invite Thomas Moise to the floor. Thomas, how are you, sir?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. My name is Thomas Moise. You may know me, a lot of you on here. I recognize some faces. I used to own the ABCDL Training Center in Waterford and New Britain. I've been purchased by 160 Driving Academy. We're hiring instructors right now and also training CDL truck drivers in high demand. We're essential. We haven't slowed down one bit, cooperating with DMV. And we're looking to put people back to work. To date, I've trained through my business and as a part of 160 over 5,000 drivers in the last 15 years. We have, like I said, a location in New Britain. It'd probably be closer for the Fairfield County area. We are VA approved. Also, all of the unemployment, all 5 boards were approved. We're on the ETPL. So if you're looking for us, if you're a career counselor, we're in there. Get a hold of us. Those of you that have driving experience, or you know anybody that has driving experience and is a good trainer, it's a tough market. That's why I'm here today, hoping get the word out farther, because there's a lot of good truck drivers out there. There's a lot of good teachers or trainers out there, But to be a good truck driver and a good trainer, it's a very rare trait. And we try to get out to as many people as we can to find quality instruction, because like the home health aides and the CNAs, which I couldn't do that job, it's a very important position, and your heart has to be in it or you're not going to be good at it. And I just want to caution people out there that if you are a truck driver and you're looking for a position, you have to understand that training people comes with a whole new level of patience that you've never experienced before. Like the girls say, that we'll interview you and you have to be a good fit. If you're looking for employment, I see some other recruiters for trucking companies. There's a lot of positions available out there. You can contact us through 160 or 160drivingacademy.com. My cell phone is 860-235-9525. You can call me directly if you're looking for employment, or if you're looking to get your CDL, 860-444-8099, and Alicia will direct you to the right school based on your location. Some of the New Haven people, it's actually a little closer to come to Waterford up 95 than it is to go to New Britain. And in the future, we'll hire more instructors. We also will have, as we expand, I'm looking at locations right over the border in New York. Also, we have positions in Trenton, New Jersey, which isn't very far from everyone down there in the Fairfield County area. And as I expand, I'm going to look at a position somewhere on the New York border, right over the line. So we'll need instructors and office personnel in that area as well. And again, you can email me if you want, tmoisey, that's TMOYSEY, at 160drivingacademy.com. And that is also the website, 160drivingacademy.com. If you have any questions or information about the industry, if I can help in any way, I went through the accreditation process, so any of the businesses out there that are doing accreditation in any way, I can lend a hand. We were accredited by ACCSC when I was the AB Training Center, so I'm very familiar with the accreditation process if you need assistance in any way. And also, I'm VA certified. I'm a certifying official for the schools and all of the unemployment programs, as well as a lot of other funding that's available out there for you to get your CDL. And I've actually want to thank Mike for that program too. I utilized that program in hiring one of my instructors 4 years ago through the state, and it worked very well. And I'm pleased to say that I took him on full time, and now he's pushing 6 years with us full time, and he's a great employee. So that program is phenomenal. Thank you, Mike. Good to go.
Anything else?
Questions, sir?
So Thomas, that was great. And I think you inspired some questions on my end, but I'm gonna save them, and I'm gonna ask all employers that have presented. Could you stay on the line for a few more moments? We got just a few more employers to go through, because I just want to have a quick conversation with employers, just to encourage our job seekers. And Thomas, I'm a big believer in the transportation industry, so I really do appreciate what you have to offer, and I do believe that there are some huge opportunities for job seekers who are looking for something different, who are looking to experience something different and provide for their families and get a livable wage. But I'm going to invite Yuri Popovich to the floor. Yuri, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Dr. Clark. Thank you for putting this together, and thank you to Career Resources as well for inviting us. I'm the president and founder of ALC Freight. I operate here centrally out of Wallingford, Connecticut. And we contract specifically with Amazon and FedEx Ground. So we have dedicated contracts, like I said, in the state. We're strategically located in 4 terminals along Connecticut: Stratford, New Haven, Middletown, and Hartford, Connecticut. And right now, as this crisis continues, the need for drivers is unparalleled, something that we've never seen before. We're getting in state with our operating partner, FedEx Ground. We have dedicated contracts with them at the moment, and we just can't keep up. We keep on adding new assets, new tractors, but the need for drivers is incredible. So we are looking to continue growing. And for example, we were
Hey, Yuri, looks like your sound is going in and out. The last thing we heard was if you're looking to continue to grow. Um, Yuri, can you hear us? Hey, Yuri, are you there? All right. So we're going to put Yuri on hold. Yuri, it looks like you finally caught up with us. Can you hear us? It looks like your sound went out there. No, we can see you moving. All right, so Yuri, we're going to give you a minute to because you were in a flow there, so we'll give you a minute to get that together. Say something, Yuri. Let's see if we can hear you now.
Alicia, are you?
All right, so we're going to give Yuri a minute to reconnect. Kanit, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. You want to jump in here and introduce your company?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us. My name is Sanit Marabal. I'm an equal employment
I'm so
opportunity
sorry for
specialist.
mispronouncing your name, Sanit.
It's okay. Happens all the time. Like I was saying, I represent the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Our headquarters are in Hartford, but we have locations throughout the state. We are obviously, our work is to further goals for the state of Connecticut in supporting environmental protection policies. We do have a bunch of opportunities throughout the state, seasonal opportunities, which don't require any higher education beyond high school. Again, it would be supporting our parks and beaches. That would be, and again, you would have to go on the website, which is our ct.gov, if you want to look for opportunities there. There are also other full-time opportunities. We currently have 5 openings. Again, that would be on the ct.gov. That they range from a storekeeper position, which also minimum qualifications for that would be 2 years warehouse experience or stock experience, and to other opportunities, which, if you have a master's degree, bachelor's degree, would be great. Biologist opportunities, they're various. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Again, we are mostly focused on people who are interested in environmental protection and policies. Did you have any other questions? I didn't get the list of.
So how can people apply? How would you like for people to contact you if they're interested in what you have to offer?
So the ct.gov website has a link where if you're looking for state employment, you can click right on there. There is a master application that needs to be completed. Once you fulfill the master application, it does take a little bit of time to get it, completed. You can upload your resume right on the website, and then you're able to select all the job opportunities that you are interested in. It doesn't only have to be DEEP or Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. There are opportunities there throughout the state. However, if you are interested in the environmental protection jobs, they will be, they'll be titled DEEP.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to ask that you hang on for a minute, Sanit, and we're going to continue the conversation in just a moment. Yuri, we're going to come back to you, sir. You were on a roll talking about the contracts you can't keep up with, making us jealous. You want to come back in here and continue your
Yeah,
conversation?
I appreciate that. So we got cut off here. Not sure how that happened, but Bluetooth and technology, sometimes it is what it is. So like I was saying, we have a need for drivers. Our capacity, well, we're looking to add additional capacity. We've added 2 new units, new tractors recently. We can continue to add assets as the growth is there. We're looking at continuing to double in size within the year 2021 and to 22 as well. One of the things that, again, I'm not sure where we got cut off, but as I mentioned earlier, we do contract with FedEx Ground and Amazon as well. And they have continued to ask us to add capacity, right? So we have dedicated contracts. We operate strategically in 4 locations throughout the state: Stratford, Connecticut, New Haven, Middletown, and Hartford. We are looking to hire specifically out of our Stratford and New Haven terminals right now. Runs are both daytime and nighttime. And we also have a part-time position as well. So we also, along with our operating partner FedEx Ground, we also do a lot of local pickups within the state with companies such as Steel, Thule, Cooper, for example, a medical supply company, and you name it. We have about 30 different accounts that we also service in the state. You can find out more information about what we do. As I mentioned, I'm the owner of this company. It's a family-owned company. You can visit our website at www.alcfreightinc.com, or you can search us on Google and also apply directly at our Indeed website. You could also reach us at 203-213-8101. And just by, to add a little bit more context as well, several of the qualifications that we're looking for specifically is to have at least 6 months of verifiable driving experience within the last year, and that's tractor trailer driving experience. A doubles endorsement is a plus, very important. If you ever notice the FedEx Ground tractor trailers out on the road, they all have a combination of trailers that they're hauling. And be willing to pass a background and drug screening. We offer very competitive healthcare benefits, retirement savings. We do quarterly safety and performance bonuses as well. And we do pride ourselves in having some of the latest technology on our tractors, from forward collision avoidance systems, lane departure warning systems, and ELD compliance, of course.
Awesome. Yuri, give us your contact information one more time.
Absolutely. So you can visit our website at www.alcfreightinc.com, or you can give us a call directly at area code 203-213-8101.
Awesome sauce. Yuri, thank you so much. Please stay on the
Thank
line.
you.
I am going to invite Melissa Joseph to the floor before Melissa goes. For all of our employers, if there are any employers on the line, please raise your digital hand if I did not recognize you. Also, Kate Kimberly is likely chatting with some of you privately in the Zoom app. So if she is messaging you, please respond. That is Kate Kimberly. She will reach out to you if she has any questions. Looks like we're going to open up the floor for Melissa Joseph. Melissa, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, am I unmuted?
Yep, you're unmuted.
Yes. So, good morning. So it's good to, see some of my former coworkers. Hi guys, my old work family over there at CRI in the workplace. Thank you guys for inviting me. So I'm actually here this morning representing Aviana Healthcare. I am a client service supervisor for Aviana, as well as a recruiter. And, we are a pediatric home care agency. So our primary focus is assisting medically fragile children in their homes. We do shift nursing. I'll go into some of the positions that we are looking for right now. So we are looking for certified nursing aides. We're looking for licensed practical nurses or LPNs and registered nurses as well. So for the LPNs and the RNs, we do require that you have at least 3 months of experience prior to applying to working with us. We do shift nursing, so that would mean, anywhere from 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. And all of our nursing staff are hired on a per diem basis, but we do have full-time and part-time positions, hours available. Let's see. So we are always continuing to hire, on a rolling basis. Let's see. What else would you guys like to know? The best way to apply to Aviana, matter of fact, let me go back just a little bit. So we do have 3 locations. Our base location is in Stratford, where I am. We also have a location in Plainville and in Norwich, and they are also hiring as well. So if we do have any CNAs, LPNs, or RNs in those areas and you're looking for work, please reach out and I can forward you to the right channels, okay? Let's see, the best way to contact us here is by phone. You can give us a call at 203-381-1530. Again, that is 203-381-1530. Or you can email me your resume at melissa.joseph@aviana.com. And that's Aviana is AVEANNA. Okay, you can also feel free to check out the website, www.aviana.com. Also, some new things that are happening with Aviana is we are taking on some contracts with outside sources, so we are partnering with a rehab facility to provide nursing services for their needs. There are a lot of places right now that are kind of desperate need of nursing staff. So again, we are definitely looking for a large volume of nursing staff. Yes, and there are other contracts that we're taking on as well that we will require more staff for. So we are welcoming anybody that is, looking for work. CNAs, please be sure to have your state license. No experience is necessary for CNAs, okay? Yeah, and all of our interviews at this time are being done via telephonic and through email, just so you are aware. Let's see. I think that is pretty much it. Any questions, Dr. Clark?
Awesome. So, Melissa, I want you to hang on the line for a moment. For all the employers that shared any information during the 10 o'clock hour, could you please raise your digital hand one more time? I want to invite you guys into a conversation because we got a few minutes left before this time slot is up. And first of all, I want to thank you all for engaging. I think that you guys did a really great job in sharing things about your company and really compelling information. One of the things that I'm observing by all of you that have shared something is that each of you mentioned you guys are growing. And that is interesting to me. For the employers that presented, please raise your digital hand because I want to invite you in the conversation. You guys are growing, and that is phenomenal given the fact that millions of people continue to file unemployment claims, around the country and obviously in our state of Connecticut. Melissa, let me just go back to you. And I asked this question earlier, just really quick. How do you guys define a fit for new employees you're looking for in your company?
The fit, it really, we do somewhat cater to our nurses and our families. We try to do a combination of it. So making sure that our staff member has the schedule that fits with their schedule, making sure that the family has, the schedule that works out for them and their family needs. We also look at personality types, different things that would make a good fit for, all parties involved.
Got you. And Thomas, I know you were talking about the need for good trainers, and I really wanted to dig in, but I needed to get everybody else talking. I mean, how are you defining good skill as a trainer? Because there's a difference between being an awesome truck driver, being a safe driver, someone who's concerned about the public and the product in the rear. How does that translate into being a good trainer? Thomas, let me see. You're unmuted, Thomas. There you go.
There you go. You first you have to have a love of the industry, and you have to have a willingness to see someone through their frustration. It's okay for you to be frustrated with them, but you have to have the ability and be patient to get them through and understand that there's a level of frustration that's involved, especially with something like backing up 75 feet of tractor trailer. It's not for everybody. You have to have your head on a swivel. You have to be a multitasker, and you have to deal with the public. You have to deal with people, the customers. They have bad days. You have bad days, and you have to overcome that. You have to fight it, and you have to have a certain personality that gives you the ability to do that. And we're no different than, I keep going back to the home health aides here. We're on the same level with them, is that there's going to be days where your clients, your students, or whoever are going to test you, and you have got to dig deep and have the ability to overcome that and not lash out at the student or your client. It's very rare. It's a hard trait to find in this day and age. You have to understand is that these people, these students or clients, are going to have frustration within themselves, and your frustration cannot trump theirs. You have to maintain, and that's a very hard trait to find.
That is so good. And Thomas, congratulations on closing that deal with your company. I remember the news when you guys moved into New Britain, so congratulations. Yuri, jump in here, because you talked about not having, you said you couldn't even keep up, man. And that type of growth, for the business owners out here, we desire to be so busy we don't know what to do with ourselves. When we talk about fit, and Thomas hit on it, right? When we talk about fit, when we talk about soft skills that matter during this time of massive growth, you're talking about growth into 2021, and we're not even there yet. What soft skills are you looking for when you say, you know what, I would love for you to be on my team? Let me unmute you there. Come on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I mean, I think it just starts with communication, right? That's one of the very soft skills that's extremely important, I think, in any business, obviously. But being able to communicate with both your manager, with our clients, right, directly with our customers, is a huge soft skill to have. Obviously you have the technical skills that are very important. How to drive a tractor trailer, how to hook up safely a double set for FedEx Ground, right? I mean, those are the technical skills, but communication is key.
Yeah, and I like that. And Sanit, when we look at, I hope I say this correct, your work is more public facing, or it impacts the public at large. What soft skills are you guys looking for? What do you think matters most when it comes to making sure that you're hiring the right people?
So, I'm sorry.
Oh, go.
Go ahead, Sanit.
Most importantly, I think the number one skill that all of our hiring managers are looking for are people who can work in teams.
Yeah.
It's all about teamwork. People who don't have that skill will struggle, especially, the times that we're living. It just makes sense.
Yeah, that is so good.
And Dr. Clark, if I could just make a quick point really quickly that just eluded me before. The state is hiring because we are aging out. I don't know if you guys all are aware. There's a big baby boomer, retirement rush that's going to be expected in the year 2022. So I don't think it's only going to impact state jobs, but I think industry, as a whole. So I think that's what's, this whole big, there's so many job openings because of this.
Yeah, that is so good. Thank you for saying that. And Chelsea, I want to bring you in here. This this pandemic has just taken our state by storm. It's taken our community by storm. Talk to us a bit about how your company has pivoted as a result of this pandemic and how it's changed the way you guys are doing business.
Well, right now we're doing everything virtually. Our interviews, following up with the staff, having them submit any paperwork that they need electronically, and just making sure everyone is keeping the proper distance. Now, with regards to keeping our staff and our clients safe, we're constantly going out trying to buy masks, disinfectants,
Yeah.
gloves, just making sure everyone's being prepared. We've bought toilet paper to the client's house. We've bought, paper towels, any type of sprays, anything that they need. We've had a couple of clients, unfortunately, that has been hospitalized, but we caught it early so that they're being, very well taken care of. We have different systems that we use that have safety checkpoints that make sure when the caregiver gets there, they assess their clients, they assess themselves, and make sure that anyone in their household, if they're not feeling safe, they report it to us so that we can make sure they're properly isolated and that everyone is covered and everyone is protected. So we just best to follow the guidelines and also just make sure it's safe.
Awesome. And Melissa, let's close with you. Melissa Magillo, you know, you're dealing with the same thing. So talk to us about how you guys have pivoted and what's new about your business that job seekers should know. Because I think what Chelsea talked about, she's talking about employee safety. And I can speak for all employers when I say that's an important thing, given what we're dealing with. So Melissa, talk to us about what you guys have done to pivot as a result of the pandemic.
So in terms of McIntyre internally, we were able to set up shop from home and work virtually with a snap of a finger. We'll have laptops. Our staff is used to doing virtual interviews, virtual meetings with clients. So we have seamlessly transitioned to working from home. What I believe the general public seemingly needs to get more used to is interviewing online, being able to set themselves up to interview online, and preparing for it just like it's a face-to-face meeting. There's some struggles with technology for sure with some people, but my message to the people on the line today would be if you're preparing to seek out work right now, not most of the time your meetings or your interviews are going to be virtual. So being able to get yourself set up to do that and prepared to do that is something you're going to need to get used to for a while. I see companies continuing to do this even after this is over.
Yep.
I keep hearing over. This isn't, we're going to have a new norm here. Companies are going to interview virtually. We've got clients that are onboarding virtually, and we're fully capable of doing that. So in the temporary side of our business, we've continued to employ people virtually. We haven't met them face to face, but we've interviewed them online. We're able to onboard them. And we're able to do payroll. Our payroll's always been virtual and in the cloud. So this has been fairly seamless for us, but as we continue to support a variety of different talent people and a variety of different customers, everyone's been in a different place. We've had customers that easily transition to this just as easily as we did, but we've certainly come across companies that were not prepared at all for this. We staffed for a large call center, for example. They shut down for several weeks because they couldn't, which is detrimental to their business. So I believe that companies are going to take this as a lesson in being prepared to do this again, because there's been obviously a loss of revenue for a lot of companies. In terms of what we're also seeing companies do, people are starting to talk about what returning to work is going to look like. And I expect changes in the workplace for safety reasons. Companies are talking about restructuring their floor plans and putting greater space between cubicles. And I've got a client of ours that he's in the plastics business, and he's selling plastic spacers that will go between cubicles that are clear so you can still see your neighbor, but there's a screen, much like those that you're seeing at the grocery store right now. So definitely going to look different when we go back. And I believe that the virtual world, very much like you've adapted to doing this, which I appreciate, the virtual interview, group interview, I believe this will be a new way of doing things that will continue.
Well, thank you all so much for being a part of this. For the job seekers who you just heard this, I think, wonderful conversation, insightful conversation. Please, as you're watching the replay of this, please rewind back to your favorite parts. But I'm going to encourage all job seekers to play back the last 10 minutes. What you just got was insider information from employers who are telling you what they're doing to protect you during this time. They're telling you what they're looking for. And this is the information you don't hear all the time, but employers just told you what they're looking for. So to all the employers, thank you so much. We're going to move into our 11 o'clock hour. We're going to ask that employers, if you have anything else to share, please go ahead and share it in the chat with either Kate Kimberly or Ina Marino. Again, if you want to text any information, please text it in the chat to Kate Kimberly or Ina Marino. We're going to ask that employers, you can have a great day. And for new employers who are coming in for the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to just go ahead, and you should be seeing my screen right now with our little doggy and a countdown. If you can see it, just give me a couple of head nods. Can you see the countdown happening? Yes. Yes, y'all can see the screen share. Great. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to allow the new employers for the 11 o'clock hour to transition in. We're going to allow the 10 o'clock employers to transition out. Again, if you have a message that you want to share with the public, please text it in the chat box to Ina Marino or Kate Kimberly. They will take care of you. For the job seekers who are in here for the long haul, please stay on the line. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to our Bridgeport, Fairfield County virtual job fair. As we get ready for our 11 o'clock time slot, I'm going to ask for all the employers who are on the line to please raise your virtual hand. We want to make sure we recognize all employers who are on the virtual line. We want to give you an opportunity to talk about your job opportunities. We want to give you an opportunity to present what you have available and to talk about your interests and what you're looking for in your next couple of hires. And while we're waiting for employers to raise your virtual hand within the Zoom app, I just want to make sure that our job seekers who are watching this replay, that you understand what's going on. The Workplace and Career Resources is hosting this virtual job fair in lieu of everything being closed as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. And as a result of that, we decided to pivot to a virtual job fair. This is a huge opportunity for employers from all over the state of Connecticut who are hiring right here in our backyard to talk about what they have available. We have employers who have talked up to us in the 10 o'clock hour about their open opportunities. We're waiting for one or two more employers to jump online to raise their digital hand through Zoom. We're going to give them an opportunity to present what they are looking for in the next wave of hires that they have that they're looking to make right now. I am your gracious host, Dr. William Clark, Vice President of Strategic Initiatives for Career Resources here in Bridgeport. And as we get ready to invite employers into the room and to share what they have to say, I'm going to paste in the chat for everyone to see the questions we would like for you to answer for our job seekers. There's about 8 of them, so you can just go through them as you make your case. We got Michael, Tawana, and Patricia here who will raise their hand. We're going to just wait a few more moments for more employers to raise their hand. We got Neil Anand raising his hand. Thank you, Neil. We're going to invite a few more employers. If you're in the room for the 11 o'clock hour, please raise your digital hand. As you present your case, as you present your opportunities, I'm going to ask that you stay on the line after you present what you have, to just have a discussion with all employers to talk about all things hiring and to give some insider tips and tricks to job seekers who are going to be watching this on social media and looking for that right opportunity to join that next company that they're looking to work for. So about 10 more seconds for employers to please get on the Zoom app and raise your digital hand. Raise your digital hand in the Zoom app, and when you do, you'll be added to our list here, and we will recognize you. We're going to give you 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. With that being said, again, my name is Dr. William Clark, your gracious host for today's virtual job fair. We're going to call on Patricia Newton to the line. Patricia, how are you doing today? Go ahead and unmute your line, and you can talk about the opportunities you have available.
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hi, Dr. William Clark. It's nice to meet you. I am Patty Newton Foster with Newton Foster Home Care Agency. I am the owner and the operator of this company. I've been doing this business for about 20 something years. I have two locations, one downtown Bridgeport and one downtown New Haven. Not only do I have these two home care agencies, I also have a training center where we train folks for CNA, certified nurses aid. We train them for EKG and phlebotomy. I am a product of the workplace. I have a contract with the workplace who basically pays for their training. So if folks are looking for training and they want to get into this field, this is the best field. You talk about qualified people or who qualifies for these positions. Well, first you have to love the Lord, number one. Number two, you care about people. You want to take care of people. This is the business. Home care business is taking care of someone of all ages. So the qualifications come within yourself. If you're that person that can go wash up a client, some people can't do that. They can't change a client. Okay. For the young folks, you're once a child and you're once an adult, but twice a child, meaning that if you live long enough, you are going to need somebody to take care of you. And that's where the home care business comes in. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I tell you, you automatically come equipped. It's in you to be able to be a nurse and a doctor and a physician, therapist. It's in you to want to take care of people. You can't learn it. You can learn the procedure and how to do it. So anybody out there that want to get into the nursing field, the workplace, and the career resources is a place to start. It's your starting tool. So I talked about the agency, our company, and I talked about the description. The positions that we're looking to fill, we hire, and I'll give the breakdown again. A PCA is a non-trained person. You have to be really careful when you send those folks out because they have no training. A home health aide and a CNA is trained. A home health aide needs 75 hours of training, state law, and the CNA is 100 hours training, and they have passed the state exam. So at my training center, downtown Bridgeport, 75 Middle Street, downtown Bridgeport, we are not only the training center, but we're also a testing site for the state to take that state exam. So they don't have to go to New Haven or Ansonia to be trained. They can be trained right at their own school because taking that CNA state exam is not a walk in the park. You really have to know they're going to fail you in your written or your skills. So you really need to be comfortable. And that's one of the reasons why I have the state come to us in our facility where they're familiar with their own school to be able to pass that state exam. Like I said, we're home health aid. You have not passed the state exam. You've taken a course, you received a certificate. Our training is Monday. It's a 4-week course from 9 to 2, Monday through Friday. Like I said, there's funding available through the workplace and the academy, the career and career resources. So those folks that are trained as a home health aide, they can work for only a home care agency. The ones that are CNA, certified nurses aides, can work in a hospital or convalescent home or home care or for themselves. I've got to put this in. I am a CNA. I own these companies, and my book is done. My book will be out from CNA to CEO so that I can show other CNAs how to own and operate their company from one room out their house that I've done for many years. Now I'm downtown Bridgeport, I'm downtown New Haven. So if I can do it, they can do it as well. It's open. Oh, okay. So
awesome. Thank you.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Home care, anyone that wants to be a CNA, they can start the training. There's other training facilities, but I recommend Danae's CNA Training Center, where we, again, do EKG, phlebotomy, and there's 2 categories of money with the workplace. And that is if you've been in prison and you have a record, you qualify for the program and you qualify for funding. If you have a child under the age of 13 and you can produce evidence that you live in Bridgeport with a Bridgeport address or Fairfield County address, because it's from Greenwich down to Bridgeport over to the border of Ansonia. It's the Fairfield County. And that's the monies are there. The money is available for your training. You just have to get the documents with the social security cards and the birth certificate of your children. And so I encourage folks that are looking for work, that want to be in this field, get your training and get a job. We do 3 weeks in a classroom and 1 week at Bridgeport Hospital is where we do our clinical.
And Patricia, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Telephone number is 203-540-5364. 203-540-5364. That's for Bridgeport. For New Haven, it's 203-773-5097. That's 203-773-5097. And I'm also going to give you my cell number, 203-824-8831. That's 203-824-8831.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Michael Gagnon. Did I say that right? How are you?
I'm doing well. It's Mike Gagnon. It's
Gagnon.
It's good.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I represent Schneider. I'm the Northeast Field Recruiter. Schneider Transportation. We are a large nationwide truck driving company dealing with logistics. We have opportunities all throughout New England, Connecticut, obviously, you know, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, all those areas, but Connecticut, we are looking for drivers right now with, based because it's COVID-19 thing, we are looking for drivers with 3 months experience to train for Schneider Transportation. We have over the road opportunities, teams, driving positions and tanker positions. You do need your CDLA. However, we offer tuition reimbursement. So if you go to a school, a CDL school, I know 160 was on here. There's a bunch of other schools in the area. And you can contact me if you're interested in how you go about getting your CDL. I can guide you or point you in the right direction. But once you do get your CDL through a school, we will hire you. I'm hoping by the time the student gets done their schooling, we will be able to hire them right out of school without experience. Again, this is a safety precaution, safety measure, cost-cutting measure that we're looking for people with experience because it's less expensive to train. But however, maybe by the time 6 weeks, 8 weeks go by, we will be having our opportunities to hire right out of school. And then we do offer tuition reimbursement, $200 a month, 30 days after you start, up to $7 grand for the school. If you're, and I don't know, maybe I'm off base on this, but if you're looking for funding or how to pay for a CDL school, I do know that I'm sure there's the work opportunity or there's some type of funds allocated for folks to inquire about. I'm speaking in general terms, but I do know there was funds back in the day from job centers or the unemployment that would help pay for tuition for schools. So the industry, we need drivers. There is a driver shortage, obviously, and it's a great industry to get into. Our trucks are 2.5 years old is the average age of our trucks. We have a 50% match on a 401k up to 6%. All of our freight is no touch freight. So you don't unload anything. It's just from point A to point B, drop and hook. And we have different home time configurations. We don't have local work, home daily, that type of thing, but we do have over the road, team driving and tanker opportunities. If you want to learn more about the truck driving industry, more about Schneider, you guys can give me a call. It's 603-341-8073. Again, it's Mike Gagnon with Schneider. I'm the Northeast Field Recruiter. And once you get your license through a school and you want to come on board with us, we offer training. We have a 18-day training program. It's paid. Pay for your breakfast, your lunch, your hotel, your transportation. It's kind of like a finishing school. So in a perfect world, you get your license through a school locally in your area. Then you come to us. We'll train you above and beyond. You'll get confidence, get experience from a national carrier. And then, sky's the limit as far as opportunities. But yeah, give me a call and we can discuss what the future holds.
Sounds good, Mike. Thank you so much. Let's jump to Regina Fitzgerald. How are you?
Hello?
Hey, we can hear you. How are you?
Okay, good. This virtual stuff is a little new for me. So I'm doing good. I'm here from Alera Caring, and we are formerly known as New England Home Care in the state of Connecticut. We are a home care agency. Throughout Connecticut, we have 5 offices. I'm here from the Shelton office. We also have an office in New Haven, Waterbury, Cromwell, and Windsor. So we're pretty well statewide. And Alera Caring is the name of the agency. We are part of a national company now. So we are owned nationally throughout many states throughout the United States. And so for here, Connecticut, we are looking to hire nurses aides and home health aides that would be going out to people's houses, patients' houses, to service them, to provide their personal care needs, helping them with a shower or a sponge bath, helping them to get dressed, and helping to prepare a little light meal for them, maybe do a little light housekeeping. We are primarily an agency that provides services all through insurance. We don't do any private duty. So through insurance, that means the hours for each patient would be like an hour or an hour and a half at each patient's house. So an aide, nurse's aide that would work for us typically would have maybe 4 or 5, 6 patients a day, depending upon what hours they're looking to work. And that mostly is Monday through Friday. We do have some weekend work. I am actively recruiting for the Bridgeport area, Greater Bridgeport, for the Shelton area, Valley, Shelton, Ansonia, Derby, Seymour, as well as Norwalk to Stamford. We have service areas that are pretty big, so I hire people based on where you live, and you would have cases in those towns, the town where you geographically live. The nice thing about home care is that it can be flexible according to hours that you're available to work. So if you can't start working until 8 or 9 in the morning because of childcare needs and you need to finish by a certain time of the day, then we would, accommodate your hours and your schedule according to the hours that you're available to work. Some patients are every day, some are 2 times a week, some are 3 times a week, just depends upon what their needs are. So you could actually have work, it doesn't have to be even every day that you're available. If you're available for 2 days a week, we would give you cases according to what your scheduling needs are. And so if you are looking to, are you interested, it's always helpful to just talk one-on-one. You can give me a call. My number is 203-925-5929. You could also go online, Alera Caring, and the website would be alera.com. And you can apply and put your resume up there online. And then once I receive your resume, then I would give you a call and speak with you directly. We also have our application process online. So once we speak on the phone and you're interested in filling out an application, I can send you the link to actually fill out the application so you don't have to come into the office setting. We are limiting some of our office work, and most of our work is being, done through, aides just going from their homes out to their cases. If you need supplies, I meet people sometimes and for drop-offs of supplies. So we've been trying to make it a lot easier for everyone to have what they need to get the services done to our clients.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patricia. And next we're going to invite Regina, excuse me, unless we're going to invite Tawana Joyner. Tawana, how are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself? How are you? Can you hear me?
Cannot complain. I can hear you. Cannot complain.
All right. So my name is Tawana Joyner. I'm the HR manager with Sterling Care Home Care Services. We have an office in Greenwich, Connecticut, and in Westport, Connecticut. We service from the Westport through, back towards Greenwich area. What we are hiring for now is I'm looking for CNAs and HHAs. I'm looking for Lower Fairfield County, which is in the Greenwich area, as well as Hartford County, which is something new. We are hiring HHAs for the Hartford County area. I'm also hiring RNs for the Hartford County area to help work, serve clients in some assisted living communities in that area. In Lower Fairfield County, in the Greenwich area, I'm looking for private duty nurses to cover multiple shifts for upscale geriatric clientele. What they have to have is strong clinical assessment skills. They need to be outgoing and personable, excellent communication skills. We need someone that's organized, professional in appearance, and then confident in speaking with doctors. A way to contact us or to apply would be to go online at our www.sterlingcare.com, STERLING.com, to send an email. Private duty nurses would like you to reach out directly to our administrator. Her name is Ricky Goldstein. Her email address is RICKI.Goldstein, GOLDSTEIN.com. You can call me 203-681-2963. We've been hiring remotely, which is newer for our company. We've actually just wrapped up an online hiring process, which we hope to go live this week. So the website, you can definitely go on, upload resumes, send an email, and we're placing people immediately. We can get you hired and working definitely within, depending if you have all the paperwork, which is a physical and a PPD, within 4 to 5 days. So we are definitely fast tracking you and onboarding really, really quickly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tawana. Before we jump to Robin, we're going to ask that if you are an employer, please raise your digital hand in Zoom so that we can recognize you. Joanne, are you an employer? I see the thumbs up. I need a digital hand raised if you're an employer. We need all employers to raise their digital hand, digital hand, not your literal hand. We're not homeschooling today. So Kayla, I see you. So what you want to do, you want to click on participants, and in there, you're going to see the option to raise your hand. And once you do that, we'll recognize you. So while you are doing that, Joanne, I think you're an employer. You're trying to do that as well. Robin, we invite you to take the floor and present your company.
Hi, everyone. My name is Robin Susi, and I am the Senior Talent Services Specialist here at AR Mazada. And we are a full-service staffing agency. We have 4 offices in Connecticut: Middletown, Westbrook, Wallingford, and Watertown. And we actually have 2 service groups dedicated. One is professional office. They do higher level professionals, administrative, general office support, administrative positions, and accounting. And then we do have our industrial division as well. And they do, we service the manufacturers and distributors in the area. And we find people to work the factory floor as far as machine operators, assemblers, inspectors, and into the higher level positions, CNC machinist, management level as well. And right now, our manufacturing division is very hot. We work with a lot of essential manufacturing companies who are doing a lot of the PPE stuff right now. So we need machine operators up in the Torrington area. We need warehouse workers down in the West Haven area, assemblers who can work with small pieces in the Brantford area. And most of these are all second and third shifts with availability to train on first right now. a lot of the companies are adding additional shifts to try to get this stuff out to their customers. And then we're also looking for machine operators up in the Essex area, second and third shift as well. A lot of these are contract to hire or contract with potential to be hired. So there are good opportunities with these companies. They hire from us on a regular basis. And then we do have some that are just more short-term temporary type things. And if you go to our job board, our job board is right on our website, www.armazada.com. And that's www.armazzotta.com. And you can feel free to contact me directly at 860-347-1626 with any questions or to schedule your virtual interview with us. And look forward to connecting with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Kayla, welcome to the floor.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know how to raise my virtual hand. I could get it by now, but I appreciate it. I am a recruiter at the McIntyre Group. I know Melissa was on here earlier, hopped off, and so I am taking over. We're a staffing agency that's based out of Shelton, Connecticut. We have a lot of different service groups as well. We do marketing and creative, office, HR, and warehouse from both a temporary and a permanent standpoint. We also have an accounting and finance team as well as an IT team. So we pretty much cover most of the board there. What we're seeing right now is we're seeing a lot of temporary and temp to hire opportunities, more so on a perm side. We are getting permanent opportunities in here and there, but for the most part, they are more temp and temp to perm. So if that's something that you're interested in, or at least hearing a little bit more about during the time, please give us a call or shoot us an email. Temporary opportunities are a really great way to fill gaps on your resume and be able to continue to get the experience and keep the skills alive. So it's something to definitely consider. I think that sometimes there's a negative connotation to it, and that's really not the case. So that's something to see. And then in addition, if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about the opportunities that we have, you're more than welcome to send me an email along with your resume. I'll make sure that it gets into the right hands. At this point, email is probably the best form of communication instead of giving me a call, because depending on what type of opportunity you're looking for moving forward, I'll be able to get you over to the right person easier via email. So feel free to shoot me a note. My email is KAZ as in zebra at themcintyregroup.com. So that's TAMCITYRE group, GROUP .com. You're also more than welcome to go to the website, themcintyre.com. That's where we are posting all of our active jobs, and then from there you online, we'll be able to reach out and hear a little bit more about your background and see if that opportunity, possibly any other opportunities we have, would be a fit.
Thank you so much. Joanne, welcome. We can hear you now. Go ahead, Joanne. It seems like your sound is not connecting. No, we can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. Sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Joanne Millord, and I am the recruiter for Hartford Healthcare. We have over 30,000 employees working throughout Connecticut. We have hospitals, medical groups, rehab, behavioral health, home care services, as well as senior services. I am one of the recruiters for St. Vincent Hospital, and I am currently recruiting for a secretary for the special needs school, as well as a librarian, PCAs, direct care counselors, and RNs. Now, RNs for the special needs school, as well as labor and delivery in NICU. And I'm also looking for a surgical tech and drivers. I have a list of variety. So if you go to our website, hhccareers.org, you'll find a whole list of jobs that we have. We have over 2,000 jobs available right now. And if you want to contact me directly, I could be reached at 860-919-1396. Once again, 860-919-1396. I guess that's it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Let's go to, we got one more person here. And if there are any employers that haven't called on, please make sure your digital hand is raised. We have Neil Anand. I just saw Neil. Neil, welcome. Neil, are you still here? All right, Neil going once, Neil going twice. All right, so for the employers who have their hands raised, I want to engage in just a conversation now. We have about 20 minutes left in this 11 o'clock time slot. You know, each of you has shared something unique about your companies, and many of you have all shared what you're looking for in terms of the positions you're hiring for, rather. But talk to us about the soft skills. Neil, let me just pause for a minute. Neil, are you an employer or a job seeker?
Employer, if you can hear me.
Yeah, go ahead, Neil. Go ahead and present your company.
Okay. So I'm Neil and I'm the owner of Comfort Care Home Care. So we are also a home care agency, and we take care of the elderly in their homes, and we also do child care. So there are opportunities for both or some combination of that, and helping with activities of daily living, help with bathing, grooming, meal prep, some light housekeeping, transportation, which we're not really doing much of at the moment. And there's some really good opportunities, very flexible schedules, part-time, full-time, and we continue to hire. So if, if anyone's interested, I think the best way is at this point email, in which case we could then send you a link to complete the initial application online, and we can go from there. So the email is fairfieldct@comfortcare.com, COMFORCARE.com. We cover Fairfield County and New Haven County.
Thank you. And Neil, one more time, I know you're on the phone, but give us one more time that email address so that we can, so people who are watching the replay can write it down.
It's one word, Fairfield, CTFAIRFIELD, CT at comfortcare.com, COMFORCARE.com.
Thank you so much, Jay. Got your question. Yes, there's a list of employers that will be published along with this video after it has been edited and posted. So to our employers, thank you for sharing your job opportunities. You know, each of you are hiring and you're looking to fill open positions with good qualified candidates. Talk to us, for the employers who have their hand raised, talk to us about what soft skills matter most to you in your company. We don't have to go in any particular order, but perhaps we can start with Mike Gagnon. Mike, you want to kick us off? What soft skills are you looking for when you're hiring your new team members?
We're looking for communication skills, accountability, safety, teamwork, a general desire to have a passion for what you do. We're looking for respect, integrity, to name a few. You know, you can learn the industry, the CDL industry, and be a good truck driver and know the mechanics of what you do and all that. But you got to have people skills. You got to interact with customers. You got to have a positive attitude. those are the things that'll get you through your day. If you think the world's against you, then it is, and then you're not going to have a good time driving a truck. But it's a great occupation. You could become an owner operator. There's many different facets of the industry: tankers and intermodal and car hauling and flatbed. And so if you really want to branch out and get that money, there's money out there to be made. You just got to keep your eye on the prize. And I guess short-term goal is getting confidence and experience. Those are some soft skills that will come along with getting into the industry. But having a positive attitude, good customer service skills, and generally enjoy working together in a team environment. Even though you're driving a truck solo, you're dealing with your driver business leaders, you're dealing with different customers you're going to interact with, obviously people on the road, the motoring public, that type of thing. So yeah, you got to have a plethora of different attributes, but that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, and I think that makes a ton of sense. And it's always interesting to hear employers talk about team environment, particularly in your environment, Mike, where, people don't think about trucking as a team sport, but, from someone on the outside looking in, you're talking about dealing with the motoring public, right? Which is a new term I just learned today. I'm going to assume dispatch. I'm going to assume the customers who are receiving the product, the team who's helping maybe load the truck. Uh, can you just talk a little bit more about what teamwork looks like in your industry?
Yeah. You got shippers and receivers. A lot of the stuff we do, we have dedicated opportunities where you're servicing one customer, whether it's Home Depot or BJ Wholesalers or J.C. Penney. So you're going to be going into these facilities, communicating with them, one-on-one about as far as what trailers need to be moved and what trailers are loaded, the information, the paperwork, that sort of thing. So you got to have to switch gears, pun intended, switch gears and deal with, work with individuals that work inside these facilities, or a lot of these stores like Home Depot and BJ's, they're retail markets. So, you're dealing with people that are dealing with people. So they have a set of skills that you're going to have to step up to the plate and work with those people too. They can't do what you do. We understand that, but at the same time, you do have to understand that they're the ones that provide you the freight so you can move that freight. And if you get along with them, they can make your job a lot easier. Again, that's a small facet of this. It's a big deal. It's soft skills you need to learn. But if you really want to be independent, you want to be somewhat your own boss. I mean, driving a truck our trucks. If you drive for us, you have that's your truck. It's basically your office, and you run it like a small business. You're going to be successful. If you let the traffic and let the other environmental factors like traffic and customers that maybe are having a bad day, if you absorb that negative energy, that's going to build up, and you're probably not going to like the industry. But if you understand that you are a valued individual that provides critical resources to places all over the country, and that's exactly who you are, then the money will come. You'll be glad you did it. You'll be glad you ventured into an industry that there's a shortage of drivers, because not everyone can do what CDL drivers do, but the ones that do it are obviously in these day and times are a high value commodity, definitely.
Mike, thank you so much for sharing that. And I think there's so much you shared just in those few moments, particularly for job seekers who are looking for some sense of independence, some sense of entrepreneurship. Transportation does that for you. Robin, jump in here. I mean, when you think about your company, when you think about the jobs you are representing here today, what soft skills are you guys looking for, and what soft skills make the most sense for what you guys do?
Right.
right now, and I think this goes across the board, a willingness to jump in where needed, to learn and take in as much as the company is willing to offer to you as far as training or opportunity to help in another area that might need some additional assistance, flexibility, especially right now. These manufacturers are doing what they can to keep their employees and temporary employees safe. So they've had to change hours around, change, add shifts, change shifts. So they just need people who are flexible and want to come in and help get this product out the door and get it into the places where it's really needed, especially right now. But flexibility in general is something that companies generally look for. Ability to, in the manufacturing side, the mechanical ability to, work with your hands, be comfortable in that kind of thing, and reliability. If you say you're going to come to work Monday through Friday a certain shift, those people are expecting you there and they need you there. So we need you to try to do everything you can to get to work on a daily basis. Companies will only tolerate so much before they'll end the assignment or the job. So I think those are really the big hot things right now.
So let me just fill in some gaps here. I am an advocate, a former advocate for transportation, a former advocate for healthcare and manufacturing. Here's what I know, right? I've learned since moving into this state, manufacturing is one of Connecticut's sweet spots, and it continues to be a sweet spot because we manufacture a lot in the state. For job seekers watching the replay, I encourage you to listen to what Mike and Robin are talking about. They're spitting facts. That's what we say to our customers. They are telling the truth. And Robin, given the ongoing demand, you're just like Mike. There's an ongoing demand for product that needs to go out, even though retail stores are closed. We know that online businesses have been, as the kids say, popping. I was driving to Walmart yesterday and just learned that Best Buy is still open. They're taking online orders, and yet they're doing car drop-offs, right? And so you're saying that the retailers are open, but manufacturers are open. And might I add, Robin, and just jump in here too, the career prospects, the earning potential is tremendous in the manufacturing space. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Right now, manufacturing definitely has been booming in certain areas, especially along the shoreline area of the state, Westbrook into Deep River, Essex area, up in Torrington. We do a lot of business up in those areas. And these are companies we work with on a regular basis, and a lot of them offer really good potential of hire. They're very clean environments, and now they're probably safer than they ever were before, and they were pretty good environments before that. They offer great benefits if you get hired, and growth potential with a lot of the companies. They're really looking for people that they can mold and help to grow in the industry, and now is the time to do it. A lot of these companies are switching gears. They're taking their product they used to make, and now they're saying, well, how can we help with ventilators, and how can we help with masks and those kind of things. So they're going to be around for a while. So the stability is there in this career path.
I can talk to Robin and Michael all day because you guys are saying things that are just right up my alley, and I'm not going to go here, but I'll mention it for young adults listening to this, not podcast, but this rebroadcast. Manufacturing is not what it used to be. It is, as Robin said, it's clean. There are prospects in and beyond the manufacturing space. And Robin, I'll just leave it there because I can go on and on about this. But Tawana and Patricia, I want you guys to jump in here. Tawana, I'll start with you because you talked about high-end care, right? Which is an interesting way of framing what you do. Talk to us about how you are defining career growth in your industry, in your company, because job seekers are saying, great, we'll love to work with high-end clients. I think I got the skills. I think I got the soft skills, but I'm also looking to prepare myself for growth opportunities. Talk to us about what that looks like.
So in our company, we do have a lot of caregivers that start off as CNAs and HHAs that are going to nursing school on the side, and they're becoming LPNs and RNs. So we do hire within as those opportunities become available. We're making sure, you know, if you have great talent, you want to keep it and help it get to the next level.
Certainly. And Patricia, what about you? What are you seeing as growth opportunities from your perspective? Patricia, you're gonna have to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go right ahead. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, this industry will never go away. People are going to need home care. They're going to need nurses in a hospital, convalescent homes forever. So when you start out as a home health aide or CNA, the great opportunity is to further your education and become that LPN, RN, or doctor. So what's so good about the workplace, and they'll help that. If you take the training, they pay for your training. And say, for instance, they pay for your training with me, and you do the EKG, the phlebotomy, and the CNA. You're hospital ready right there. Then they will help you. If you, what they say, if you get the prereqs done, they will help pay for that RN. So there's money out there. I tell the CNAs all the time, you can't just stop here. First of all, you have the heart for caring. So now you need to make the money, like she said, on the high end. I decided, after being a CNA, working at Yale Hospital and working for a few home care agencies, that I decided to start my own company. And I'm still that CNA. So, I mean, you can further your education, you can make more money, or you can go into business for yourself. Once you obtain that home health aide certificate or that CNA license, you can put an ad in a newspaper, home health aide CNA looking to take care of private clients, where the high-end people will pay you. They eliminate the home care agency, but you have to have insurance for that. You have to have liability insurance for that. What workman's comp, if something happens to you or something happens to that client that you're personally taking care of, you are covered.
Patricia, you talking real good. I can talk to you all day, but I do want to get Regina and Joanne in here. I want to switch gears in the last 5 minutes that we have together to talk about employee safety. Regina, we'll start with you. What are you guys doing uh, to make sure employees are safe? Because you got a bunch of people going to be watching this. Some people watching this now, and we don't know when the curve is going to flatten as it relates to this pandemic. There are concerns that the pandemic can come back sometime in the fall. So, what are you guys doing to ensure employee safety? Regina, we can't hear you. Looks like your sound is not connected. So we're going to come back to you as you figure that out. Joanne, you want to answer that question about employee safety?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. For employee safety, I know we're taking huge measures to making sure that everyone is safe. We're doing virtual interviewing, as well as limiting the amount of people entering each one of our building, hospitals, facilities. I know they're doing the whole COVID swab, checking in to see if you have any type of temperature. They're taking extra steps and extra precautions, and also keeping employees up to date with what's going on with COVID. We get an email actually not weekly, daily, giving us the statistics, what's going on, and also ways we could prevent it, like as far as washing your hands, limiting the amount of people in the office. So a lot of us are working from home because of what's going on. So Harvard Healthcare, they're taking huge measures, and the president of Harvard Healthcare, he's doing an amazing job keeping everyone in the loop. He is constantly on LinkedIn. You can watch him, and even on our website, just seeing what steps they're taking.
Awesome. And then Regina, you want to try one more time? No, we can't hear you at all. Looks like something's disconnected. If you want, you can leave a comment in the chat, or if you figure it out, just yell out. but I do want to acknowledge every employer that has been on the line. For job seekers who are watching this replay, I can say with confidence that the industries that are represented, transportation, healthcare, and manufacturing, they are going super, super strong. And while so many people are filing unemployment claims, our heart definitely goes out to them and our prayers are with them. What we will say is that the workplace and career resources are deeply interested in making sure you're connected to the next opportunity that is a fit for you. With that being said, we're going to thank all of our employers. If you have not done so, employers, please leave your in the comments any pertinent information you want people to read about your company. Kate Kimberly and Ina Marino will chat back with you. And for job seekers who will watch the replay, please fast forward and rewind to your favorite spots. We had some really good employers for 10 o'clock slot. We had some really good employers for the 11 o'clock slot. And so with that being said, I'm going to thank all the employers. I'm going to invite you to leave your final chats leave your final comments in the chat. And for the job seekers who are on the line, please hang on. We're going to transition to our 12 o'clock slot. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back just right after this. Hey everybody, I want to welcome you back to the Bridgeport Virtual Job Fair. I'm your host, Dr. William Clark, Vice President of Strategic Initiatives at Career Resources based in Bridgeport. This virtual job fair is being hosted in partnership with the workplace, and we've been on for the past 2 hours talking to employers in and around Bridgeport who are actually hiring right now in the midst of the pandemic. And while I'm doing my brief introduction, I'm going to invite all employers, if you are on the line, please raise your digital hand in Zoom. You want to go click on participants somewhere on the app screen, and there you should see an option to raise your digital hand. Once you do that, I will see you and I'll recognize you and invite you to share the opportunities you have right now for job seekers to pursue. While employers are doing that, job seekers, as you're watching this replay, you are now entering the third hour of this conversation. The first 2 hours have been awesome, and we have talked to employers across multiple industries and spectrums who are sharing what they are looking for in the next team member to add to their team. What we've also been doing is asking employers to give us some insight and some thoughts around how they're making their assessments. It looks like we got 2 employers here waiting for a few more to raise their hand, but employers were talking about what they're doing and how they're viewing resumes and applications during this time. Another thing that's been interesting to discover during this great conversation is the fact that while millions of people around the country are filing unemployment claims, and certainly Career Resources and the workplace are here to help you if that is your situation, we are hearing from employers live on the line today that they are hiring. They are looking for folks right now across industries in healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, etc. And so that is an important thing to note. We just got a message in here. Someone says in the chat that they have a criminal history and not having any success finding employment. Do we know of any resources that can help? Yes. Number one, Barbara, we're going to ask Ina and Kate Kimberly to message you privately. We do have resources to help job seekers who do have criminal backgrounds. What we have found in our work is that we are seeing people with criminal backgrounds or backgrounds who were people who are returning citizens. Let me just say that people who have had justice involvement, they are finding employment opportunities. There are many opportunities out there, and so we're going to ask Ina, Barbara, we're going to ask Ina, you to message Ina and or Kate. Anyone else who doesn't want to disclose that they have a criminal background, please find Ina Marino and find Kate Kimberly in the chat box. They are there ready to help you. They will connect you to the right resources the workplace and Career Resources has available for job seekers who are just as involved or who are currently involved in a justice system. With that being said, we just want to give a few more moments to any employer. If you are an employer on the call, please go click on participants and raise your digital hand. We already see Wendy and Wanda who have raised their digital hand. We will acknowledge them in just a moment. We just want to make sure all employers who are on the line are acknowledged so that we can have a good conversation with them. And with that being said, again, I'm your host, Dr. William Clark, Vice President of Strategic Initiatives here at Career Resources. We're going to invite Wendy and Wanda to share. So let's start with Wendy. Please unmute your line and welcome.
Hi, this is actually Heather Christensen sitting in for Wendy. We work in tandem doing the recruiting for Combined Insurance Company here in Connecticut. I haven't heard how the format is working. Do you want me to just talk about what we do? I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Let me just run down through the questions and maybe I'll just go one by one. We got about 8 here. You could just run through them. Obviously, you told us who you are. Tell us your company one more time.
Combined Insurance Company of America. We are a specialist. We're a company that's going to be 100 years old next year. We specialize in individual supplemental insurance for accident, sickness, disability. So we're basically a company that pays people if they're sick or hurt and they can't work. So right now we're very busy paying claims with COVID. We insure a lot of first responders all over the country, doctors, nurses, self-employed people, firefighters, police. So we don't sell to friends and family. We service our established accounts in the community, and while we're out servicing, we grow the business and look for new accounts.
Awesome. And what positions are you hiring for?
The position is called account executive. We also have a management training program, so there is a fast track to leadership for those interested. Everything in our company is based on merit, not seniority. So promotions and advancement can happen in the first 6 to 12 months. We also don't require experience. We look for the right person, personality, people skills, drive, discipline, sports-minded and competitive people, often like outside sales. So what other questions do you have?
So that's good. And I like how you threw that in there, sports-minded. That's really good. How can people apply? What's the best way for people to do that?
We have an online application that I can send them. And also I can email an overview with a lot more information about what we do and what we offer. We are doing FaceTime interviews now, and then we can do a virtual demo. We can basically do the entire recruiting process through distance. And we can even start the training now for the person selected. We do a lot of classroom training, so we can do that virtual, and they can do it at their own location through modules. And the person we select would be ready to start by the end of May, beginning of June. We are normally a face-to-face sales organization, so we're out in the communities, in stores, offices, businesses all day. Right now, my force has turned to telephonic sales. So they're home selling and just conducting phone conversations, and we're able to conduct business that way, which is wonderful.
Awesome. And did you want to share an email address with job seekers so they can get the process started if they're interested?
Sure. My email is actually what might even be easier to take down would be my phone number for a text. Okay. And then if they text their email to me, I can email them because the spelling of my last name is not easy. So my cell phone in the Hartford area is 860-841-6657. So if you want to find out more, shoot me a text and then I'll email and we'll start the process. I also like to point out that unlike many other insurance sales operations, our position is full-time. Our teammates it's a W-2 arrangement, so they are captive agents with us with benefits, 401k, stock purchase plan, great benefits. We're part of the Chubb group of companies. Chubb is the largest property and casualty insurer in the planet. So, and has been donating a lot of money through this pandemic. So many people know Chubb, which is good. So starting the process, learning about it, I can tell you in my personal scenario, I've been with the company 32 years. It was my first job out of college, and I did not want to do sales or insurance. So the ad that I saw said sports-minded manager trainee, and I was curious. being an athlete and a competitor, I quickly learned that sales is very similar to sports and athletics. You set your own goals, you write your own paycheck, you control your advancements, your flexibility, your work hours. So sports-minded competitive people do very well in sales. The same with anybody from the hospitality industry, bartenders, waitresses, waiters, people that are used to working hard, working efficiently. The better they relate to people, the more money they make. So that's really most important to me as a recruiter, is finding the right person or personality.
Yeah, it's so interesting, hearing you say that. I think a lot of people are jaded when they hear sales. And what I've learned over the years is that without sales, there is no business to speak of. I mean, even in the nonprofit space where I come from, we sell all the time. We're selling programs to job seekers. We're selling open slots to people and to get in our program. We're selling our programs to funders to fund it. Sales is happening all the time, and I went from hating it to loving it from the perspective that I have right within the nonprofit space. So for those of you, as Heather said, you're looking to have a little bit more control over your career, a little bit more freedom, opportunity to control your advancement. Sales is a wonderful way to go. Heather, we're just going to put you on mute for a quick moment. We're going to invite Wanda into the conversation, and then we'll come back, Heather, for a more robust conversation. So Wanda, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Wanda Carlson, and I'm the owner and CEO of my agency, Carlson Insurance Agency Incorporated. I have a full-service insurance and financial services agency. The agency sells exclusively State Farm insurance and financial service products, which is over 90 products and services. State Farm is partnered with Rocket Mortgage, U.S. Bank, and Jackson National. State Farm is #1 in auto and homeowners insurance and #2 in life insurance. The company was founded in 1922 in Bloomington, Illinois. I have worked for the company since 1993 and opened my agency in 2003 here in Milford, Connecticut. My office is located across the street from Cone Zone and the Milford Police Station. We're at 415 Boston Post Road. I am currently looking for enthusiastic, positive, motivated people who are willing to come to work on a daily basis to assist the growth and retention of the business. The right person will enjoy working on a team and helping customers. Each candidate must have a property and casualty license and willing to obtain a life health license upon hire within 30 days. So in my agency, there's a lot of room for growth. We'll start really, if someone comes in and they just want to work part-time, we can have that person come in as an account representative. If they're interested in full-time and even ultimately opening their own State Farm agency, I can help them with that. So that's what we're looking at. And there's opportunity for advancement here. Unlike we're not a major corporation because I am independent. However, we do have paid time off and holiday pay for those who are full-time.
Wanda, thank you. Heather, I'm going to unmute your line. And Wanda, as a customer of State Farm, not necessarily of your agency, but I come from Philadelphia and been a part of State Farm for a very long time. And I'm not going to co-sign what you said, but I'll give you a head nod like we do in Philadelphia. Just an agreement, right? Been a happy customer for quite a while. So and it's interesting that we got two insurance agents on the line or insurance representatives on the line. So Wanda and Heather, just want to have just a conversation, just dig deeper into your world. When it comes to sales, I mean, both you ladies, you guys are talking about sales, client retention, and for job seekers, let me just take this moment to vent or just rant for a moment. For job seekers, customer retention is so key. Customer retention is the reason why we all get paid on this call, right? It's the reason why we're still in business. It's the reason why for the last 2 hours we've been recording this session with all types of employers and they're growing because of retaining customers. So Wanda, let's start with you. Dig a little deeper about what it means to you and for your business to retain customers. What type of attitude someone needs to have to make that a priority for your business?
I really feel that if people enjoy people, it's just really having that relationship, building relationships with people, understanding where they're coming from, being able to listen and understand what that person is going through right now. Right now with this COVID-19, we are hearing people that are suffering right now. They're losing their jobs. They're looking for us to help them, to guide them through their financial problems that they're going through. So I think a lot of it is being able to listen and understand, have empathy, put yourself in that other person's position, and not take things personally. Because I think a lot of times people might take it personally and take it home, and they're venting and stewing in things. And half the time when someone's upset, for instance, it's not you that they're upset with. It's actually something that they're going through in their lives at that time. So
Right.
for us, being a good neighbor is being there and calling our clients to retain them. We're giving them a call. We're doing comfort care calls right now just to see how they're doing. And if there's anything we can do to help them, that's what we're here for. So thank you.
I mean, not for nothing. I appreciate the calls from Jake from State Farm, and Jake from State Farm. If you know the commercials, you know it's about making sure customers stay engaged. And Heather, for your company to turn 100 next year, you know, let's be honest. This is not because you guys are always getting new customers. A lot of this is customer retention over the years, retention through families, retention through relatives who are saying, "Hey, you got to call Heather. She took care of us when this happened." Talk to us about how you guys view and what your value systems are, built, how they're built around customer retention.
Well, I'll go back to the history of our company. We were started by one gentleman in Chicago who started going business to business selling supplemental products in the early 1900s. And when he would sell someone, he would promise that he'd be back in 6 months in person to service their account. So for over 80 years, we did that face-to-face service visit and actually collected their premium. Now we don't collect, but we still see our customers once or twice a year face-to-face. And it's funny, when I joined in the 80s, customers would say, "Well, why do you need to come by? I'll just call you if I need you." Now, the fact that we go in person to visit them, except for during the shutdown, we're making the phone calls, the courtesy calls, but going face to face now, people appreciate a visit and a real person they can call. Just like the State Farm agency, they don't want to call a 1-800 number. They want to call and get somebody in Milford to answer the line. So in this day and age, even before COVID, people appreciated the local contact, the local service, having a person, a name and a face and a number that's local that they can reach when they need us. And that's true in any industry. I think as consumers, we'd all rather talk to a local person than wait on hold and listen to music and get an automated voice or system. So
yeah,
that's part of what we do. That's half of what we do, is servicing our clients. And when we help them with claims, then it does lead to referrals, because one happy person will tell a lot of people. One angry or upset person, they'll tell even more people. So we don't want anybody angry or upset.
Yeah.
But here's the truth, right? And I tell this to my team all the time: rumors spread, good or bad. We got to determine which ones are going to spread. And I'd agree with you. You know, that time you guys helped me, I'm going to tell my mom, my dad, my brother, you got to call Heather, you got to call Wanda. Now, both you all represent seasoned companies. And you guys, the companies that you represent have been around for quite a while. Talk to us about the technology you guys are leveraging pre-corona and during corona to stay connected. And for example, you know, for me, I've appreciated over at least the past 12 months, a lot of the vendors I buy products from, cable, internet, cell phone, a lot of them have opened up chat lines as a means of communicating, which means I don't got to wait on the line. I can just text them my question, my concern, leave for a couple hours, and it's an ongoing conversation. That's been really, really cool for me. So talk to us about what technology you're implementing. And I'm asking that because job seekers want to know, are you current? Are you staying up to date? Are you guys relevant? And Wanda, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, right now, State Farm does use Salesforce. They have basically taken what State Farm needs and taken our data, and we use it. And the beautiful thing about that is it helps with our calendars, follow up. We have Outlook. Our clients can call in, click in, dial in. You know, you can go to the internet if you want to make a change now. We've got mobile apps on our phones, so people can do their banking and also their insurance over on their phones. The thing I like about that is I'll get a message the next day that someone needs my assistance, and we just give them a call. If they decide to text, they can use my number to text me. That's 203-877-9203. If they want to reach me, they can go to my website, www.wandacarlson.com. So there's so many ways that people can reach me, and so many people today don't want a phone call. They'd rather have text. They'd rather be able to email. So we have all the modern technology, and we're always, State Farm's always updating and looking for new innovative ways to continue to reach our clients and customers.
Yeah, that's good. Heather, you want to jump in on that?
Sure. From a sales perspective, traditionally we were pen and paper. Now all of our reps are given company iPads where we transact all of our sale on the iPad. Pre-corona, they would sign on the iPad. We'd set up their banking and their billing, and the entire sale was made in 10 or 15 minutes face-to-face. Now we're training our reps on telesales, which is a whole different skill set, because people can't see you, and your voice and your organizational skills are important. So we're actually doing voice recording signatures to be able to still transact business and capture their voice as their signature. We do a lot of training. Not everybody is skilled with iPads or technology, so don't let that scare you. And then again, some of the younger folks teach the older folks like me tricks and so forth. So it's fun, and we're always evolving. Same with our customers. We still have a Chicago customer service toll-free number. We'd rather have our clients call us locally. For claims, we get right involved. We can upload their documents right into the system. They can set up their own account through our website, so they can manage their payments, transact business, update information, just like Wanda was saying. So those things will always be evolving.
So Heather, you dropped a little nugget there that I think I need to steal. I'm gonna call out Kate Kimberly. She's on the line from our team. I'm gonna have to circle back about the virtual signature, because I think that is something that we all dealing with in our human service businesses of all varieties, how to capture client affirmations about moving forward. So that was really, really cool. I do want to dig into something too, because both you all talked about growth. Heather, you talked about controlling your growth paycheck. Wanda, I just so happen to know how the State Farm process work, having friends who launched State Farm businesses and whatnot. For both you all, Heather, we'll start with you. Can you just go a little bit deeper about how a job seeker can grow within your company, what steps they can take, what type of mentality, you call it a sports mentality, entrepreneur mentality, just take us deeper into that mentality one needs to have if they're going to take a serious run at joining your company?
Well, generically, it's referred to as paid by performance. And that's, many people know that sales involves commission. That's not a scary or dangerous thing. That's exciting for the right personality, because the harder you work, the more you earn. Similar to being a waitress or a bartender. The more you serve, the happier the people, the bigger the tips. So we do offer base pay for the right person that we select. We don't hire bodies or bunches of people. Our product line is similar to Aflac. So oftentimes in the field, people say, oh, this sounds like Aflac. Are you trying to be like them? And we laugh and say, no, we invented this, and they've just kind of jumped on in the group sales market. But we look for a few key players in strategic counties and areas to join our team and represent us. And then they're paid a base pay. They also earn commission from every sale. Our reps are paid weekly. Our new reps are paid weekly bonuses. Those bonuses range from $150 to $500 a week on top of the commission and the base. And then every salesperson has the opportunity for a monthly bonus that ranges from $400 to $3,000 a month. So first year earnings on the low end are going to be $60,000 to $70,000 in Connecticut. If somebody is a go-getter and wants to break six figures first year, they can. And then whatever level they start at, Built into the process is residual income, which means everything that you sell as it stays on the books, you earn a piece of it for the rest of your career. And now we're even offering lifetime residuals. So every month, our reps are getting extra money dumped into their account or their paycheck based on their customers from 6 months, a year, 6 years ago. As they pay their bill, the seller gets a piece of that dumped into their account. So that's why we have a very tenured sales force. People come here, if it's the right fit, they're here for years, decades. Just had one of my teammates retire after 44 years of service. So it's fun for the right person.
That's good. That's good. Juan, do you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, sure. And with State Farm, because I'm an independent agent, basically as the agent, I'm responsible for everyone. So I consider us a small mom and pop shop. So with that said, the benefits aren't as lucrative as what she's offering, but definitely there's opportunity for team bonuses and also individual bonuses in my agency. But you've got to get your licenses, you've got to get the training. A lot of people, they're ready to make money, but they haven't learned the job. So it takes, I would say, with someone with their insurance licenses, it's about 90 days and they can come on in and start selling and getting their bonuses after 90 days, just showing us that they've learned State Farm products and services. And for someone who's not experienced, it's probably going to take 6 months to a year to really understand the business, all the technology, being able to get in here and to learn. We do have a mentor. Our office manager is the one that sits with someone one-on-one every day, just making sure they understand from the service, starting off with service and then learning the sales. So we start slow, but ultimately that the right fit, the right person, they'll be here for a long time and be able to really make probably anywhere. They can go all the way up to probably $60,000 to $70,000. And if they're a real go-getter, they could probably make those 6 figures. So that's what we do here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and I want to just dig in because it's just the three of us now, and I want to just one more question, but I think this next question, I think speaks to what you guys are talking about. The discipline of sales is so key, and for the job seekers, again, I mean, you're listening to Wanda and Heather. I think they're giving you the cheat code, to be honest with you, about how to win in a big company and a small company. And I'm telling you, as one who does workforce development for nonprofits, sales is necessary from the nonprofit to the for-profit to the church house to the state house. If you haven't mastered sales, you're always going to look at what Heather and Wanda are saying as, oh, that's a scam. No, the truth is you haven't found your niche in sales. So I want to talk about sales for a minute, right? And I think, Heather, I saw you shaking your head when Wanda was talking about getting your licenses. And so there seems to be some synergy. It's going to take some time. You got to study like anything else. I will say as a caveat, we got Ian on the call. We got some folks from the workplace. We got Mike on the call who earlier in our session talked about job seekers are able to take advantage of resources. And so if you are a job seeker in the Bridgeport area and you need to take advantage of some training, free training, and put some money in your pocket, you can call Mike, who gave us information in the beginning. Just rewind the tape. Ina Marino, she'll have her information texted in the chat below. Kate Kimberly, we have programs that will pay you and put resources in your pocket while you're possibly getting trained with Heather and Wanda. But back to Heather and Wanda, I want to talk about the discipline of sales. Give us your top 3. How do I want to frame this? Your top 3 sales disciplines that you teach your people, that you want new job seekers to know or that they're going to get once they come in the door. Your top 3 sales secrets that you teach your people, if you're allowed to sell them or share with them.
I'm going to let you go, Heather.
All right. Well, first is attitude. And the founder of our company was a guy named W. Clement Stone. He was the founding father of the PMA philosophy, positive mental attitude. So in sales, just like life, just like parenting, sports, you name it, baking a cake, you got to have the right attitude. And sales is a mind, life is a head game. Sales is a mind game. It's based on the attitude of the seller. So nobody can wreck your day unless you let them. So we do a lot of training on attitude, self-development, that part of the discipline. Second thing is activities. Sales is a numbers game. So whether it's on the phone or face-to-face, retail, wholesale, it's all about the numbers. So we've got to, in our case, we've got to connect with enough people and then let the numbers fall as they will. Not everybody's a buyer, and we know that. But in our case, 1 out of 5 will buy. 1 out of 7 will be an easy yes. So if you've seen 6 people and they say no, the next person, you get better. And that would be the third thing, is the commitment, which is what I was shaking my head to. There's a learning curve in anything. So
That's right.
there's no get rich quick scheme that's legal. So if you want to make a career, you've got
That's
to be
good.
committed through the
That's right.
peaks and valleys. So when I came on board, I was told out of college, you've got to commit to your first job for 2 years, or else it'll look bad on your resume. So that was my commitment. I was going to do this for 2 years, see if I could make money, and then go to law school. 2 years later, I was making 6 figures and thought, why would I go pay for school? But there were a lot of times in that first 2 years that I wanted to quit, but I had made that mental, verbal commitment. So nowadays, you know, people change jobs a lot more often. Maybe the commitment is for a year, but you can't give it a month. You can't give it a couple weeks and see how it goes. You've just like anything, it's a learning curve. So that would be my comments and advice for any endeavor, any job seeker, and my kids.
Job seekers, Heather is giving you the cheat code. Come on, Wanda.
All right.
Give us 3 more.
All right. So, you know, activity always leads to sales. And if you don't have your funnel of names and people to call and to schedule those appointments, you're not going to have sales. And sometimes you have to, and be persistent. I think a lot of times people, you know, give one call and expect that person to answer the phone. People are super busy today. So sometimes you have to reach out to them 7 to 14 times to reach them. The other thing that I was looking and thinking about is, you know, no means not now. So if someone says no, that might be, it's not happening today, but maybe later. So always get their permission to give them a call back. Can I call you back in a week or 2? Can I call you back? And get their permission, and you never know. They might say yes. It might be that one day they pick up the phone and they're willing to get that whatever product or service you're selling. So I always look at that, and it is all statistics. It's all about the numbers. And if you keep a daily tracker, you'll get to see how many calls you made this day will lead to how many appointments, will lead to how many sales, and how many referrals. So I think keeping a track of what you're doing on a daily basis and being consistent, that's going to make you successful.
Listen, for those of you watching the replay, Heather and Wanda legit gave you the cheat codes on how and it's not just for your business. These things you guys are talking about, we teach our job seekers in the Strive program and the P2E program. If other nonprofit operators on the line, we teach this stuff, and it's worth repeating. And I think this is a wonderful way to end our virtual job fair. Wanda said, no, let me start with Heather. Heather said it's about attitude. If you don't have the right attitude in any job opportunity, it's all going to suck. So the goal is to have a right attitude, period, right? Then she said activity. It's all about the numbers. What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your resources? Are you on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or YouTube watching cat videos, or are you actually figuring out who you're going to call and possibly sell to, right? Or are you watching news, right? Are you worried about what Trump is saying today, tomorrow, next week, next month? I mean, come on, we gotta actually be adults at the workplace. And then Heather closed out and said it's about commitment. Commitment means everything, and it can't be I'm gonna do it for a day, and if I don't see proof, I'm out. That's not going to work for any business, right? It's just not going to work. Then Wanda said she agreed with the activity piece, but Wanda dropped a nugget. I'm going to encourage job seekers to research this term that Wanda said, and that is you got to find your sales funnel. I'm not going to go into that. I think we can have a nerdy conversation about that because sales funnels are life to any nonprofit, any for-profit, any business, any startup company. So if you're really serious about what Wanda and Heather are doing, you're going to research sales funnels and you'll understand what she means. Wanda also said you got to be persistent. She said no means not now. And then she also agreed that it's about the stats. Heather and Wanda, I sincerely want to thank you for being part of this virtual call. For everyone who has stayed on the entire time, the entire 3 hours, thank you for being part of this virtual job fair. I want to thank the workplace. I want to thank Mike. Mike in the comments left his contact information. If you're interested in platform to employment, if you're looking to find resources while you're possibly going to get your Series 6, 7, 9 license. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Heather and Wanda. If I'm off, I guess you guys understand. No, what is it? What?
For
Go ahead,
us, it's
Heather.
life and health. So it's one course.
Life and health, and Wanda. Okay, and Wanda, what about you?
Hold on a second.
There you go. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
So it's property and casualty and life and health. So both of those licenses are necessary in order to sell.
Okay. So if you're going to get any of those licenses Heather and Wanda talked about, you can go to the workplace and talk to someone from the Platforms to Employment team, or you can call the Kate Kimberly. She's leaving her information in there, her email address, and she'll connect you to the Strive team from Career Resources. We can help you with resources while you're getting your licenses. I want to thank Heather. I want to thank Wanda for staying on for this particular call. I want to thank the workplace. I want to thank Career Resources for sponsoring all of this. To the job seekers, please rewind, fast forward to your favorite point in this video. We have heard from a bunch of employers over the past 3 hours, and we have living proof that employers are still hiring even in the midst of this pandemic. On behalf of Career Resources and the workplace, please stay safe. Please continue to pursue the job opportunities that are available, and we look forward to helping you guys. And again, stay safe. This is Dr. William Clark for Career Resources. We'll see you next time. See ya.
Thank you.